If you have an iPhone 15 Pro or better, Apple just handed you something most small business owners have no idea exists: a free private AI engine that runs right on your phone. No monthly subscriptions, no sending your data to the cloud, no waiting for API responses, just instant on-device AI that's already inside millions of iPhones. And here's the thing. This changes how you can actually use AI in your business without breaking the bank. In the next 15 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly what it is, why it matters, and 3 specific ways it solves real problems for small business owners who've been priced out of AI until now. Before we get into what Apple just released, let's be honest about where we are right now with AI in small business. If you run a small business, a service company, a local brand, a consulting firm, whatever, you've probably heard the AI hype. You've probably thought, this could actually save my team time. And then you looked at the pricing. Yeah, ChatGPT Plus is $20 a month. Claude Pro is $20 a month. If you want to integrate it into your business software, API costs add up fast. Some small business owners are looking at $500 to $2,000 a month just for basic AI features, summarizing emails, screening customer messages, processing field reports. That's not a feature. That's a budget line that doesn't make sense for a lot of small teams. And then there's another problem: privacy. If you're handling customer information, client data, medical records, or anything sensitive, sending it to the cloud for processing can be a legal nightmare. HIPAA concerns, client confidentiality, just no. So, you've got 2 problems: cost and trust. And most AI solutions force you to choose between them. Until now. So, here's the good news. With iOS 26, Apple released something called the Foundation Models Framework. And I know that sounds technical and boring, so let me translate. Apple put a real AI language model directly on your iPhone. Not Siri, not some weak voice assistant, an actual language model. The kind of AI that can understand context, reason through text, summarize information, answer questions, and process information the way a smart person would. And here's what makes this wild. It runs entirely on your phone. Offline, private, free. The hardware requirement: iPhone 15 Pro or newer with Apple Intelligence enabled. That's it. What does it actually do? Think of it like this. Every language model you've heard about, ChatGPT, Claude, whatever, starts with training on tons of text so it can understand and generate language. Apple did that training once. Now they've built it into iOS. So, instead of sending text to a server somewhere and waiting for a response, your phone handles it instantly, privately. The speed is actually shocking. No network latency, no cloud round trip, just instant processing on hardware that's already in your pocket. And the cost? Free. Per interaction, forever. You don't have API keys. You don't pay per token. It's built into the OS. Your app just uses it. Let me be really clear about why this matters, especially if you're skeptical about AI because of privacy concerns. Right now, if you use ChatGPT or Claude or any cloud AI service, your data is processed on someone else's servers. That server is in some data center. It's logged somewhere. It's subject to terms of service you probably didn't read. In some cases, your data is used to train future models. Foundation models work differently by default. Your data stays on your device. It never touches the server. There's no log of what you processed on some external system. There's no surprise terms of service change. For most business workflows, summarizing emails, screening messages, processing field notes, this is genuinely better from a privacy standpoint. That's the real story here. But I want to be honest, there's nuance. If the on-device model hits a task it can't handle, something too complex, Apple Intelligence can escalate to ChatGPT or Gemini if you have those services set up. That's transparent. You control it. But it's worth knowing not all processing stays local. The routine stuff does. The hard stuff sometimes doesn't. So here's how I think about it. For routine operational data, customer feedback, field notes, support summaries, foundation models are genuinely more private. No question. For moderately sensitive data, client names, patient intake notes, financial details, they're still better than cloud, but you need to think about device security. For highly regulated data, medical records, banking information, on-device helps reduce risk, but you probably still need proper encryption and compliance infrastructure on top of it. The bottom line, on-device is a real privacy advantage for the kinds of data most small businesses process every day. It's better, and you should absolutely take advantage of that. Just be realistic about what you're handling and build accordingly. A therapist's practice? Auto-generate session notes locally without uploading to the cloud. That's genuinely better. A law firm summarizing client documents? Better. A healthcare practice screening patient messages? Better. These are exactly the situations where on-device makes a real difference. Now, let's talk about money. If you want to integrate AI into your business apps, here's what you're actually paying for. First, subscription costs. ChatGPT Pro, Claude Pro, Gemini, whatever. That's $20 to $25 a month per person. Second, API costs. If you're integrating into your app, you're paying per request. Summarizing a bunch of customer emails, that's going to cost you. Screening messages, that's going to cost you. If you do this at scale, you're easily looking at hundreds of dollars a month. Third, the infrastructure cost nobody talks about. The time it takes for data to reach the server and come back. That lag means slower apps and worse user experience, especially when you're chatting with a chatbot. It just feels kind of weird, doesn't it? With foundation models, all of that disappears. You're not paying per interaction. You're not paying per token. You're not paying a subscription. You pay nothing. If you've got an iPhone 15 Pro or better with Apple Intelligence, you already own this. The infra is already there. You just have to build the app that uses it. Now, I want to be fair. This isn't cheaper in a way that matters if you're building a huge AI service for millions of users. But if you're a small business owner thinking about adding AI to your app, if you're thinking about automating one or two workflows in your business, this cost difference is everything. So let me show you 3 specific ways small business owners can actually use this right now. First, automatic summarization of unstructured text. Let's say you own a home service business, HVAC, plumbing, electrical work. Your field technicians take photos, write notes, maybe record voice memos about what they saw at each job. Right now, someone has to read all that and create a formal report for the customer. With foundation models, the text field notes, the messy informational text, gets auto-summarized on their phone into a clean professional report. No typing, no bottleneck. The customer gets their report instantly. Same thing works for a support team. Customer emails come in. Instead of a human reading every single one, the app automatically summarizes each thread. The support person sees a one-paragraph summary of what the customer needs, and they respond. Faster, less brain fog, way more scalable. Here's another real example. A legal firm could do this with client documents. Paralegal uploads a PDF or types in notes. The app summarizes key points. No sending documents to the cloud, no API bills, just instant private summaries. The next use case, customer-facing chatbots. Cheap, fast, private chatbots. Most small businesses don't have chatbots right now because cloud chatbot APIs are expensive and require constant maintenance. But what if you could build a simple chatbot that answers the same 5 questions your customers ask over and over? What are your hours? Do you offer shipping? How much does that cost? What's your refund policy? Those kinds of things. With foundation models on device, you can do that. Your app has a chatbot. For these straightforward questions, it answers locally. It's instant. It's free per interaction. Your customer data isn't going to external servers by default. A fitness studio could use this. Customers ask about class schedule, pricing, what to bring. The chatbot handles it on device instantly. It hits a question it can't answer. It routes to a human. You've filtered out 80% of the easy questions without any infrastructure cost or privacy concern. An e-commerce brand could do the same. Shopify store. Someone's got a question before they buy. Chatbot answers it locally. Now they buy. No wait time, no cloud costs, done. Third case. And this is my favorite because people don't think about it. Real-time processing of messy field data. If you manage a team that works in the field, deliveries, inspections, repairs, installations, you're dealing with photos, voice notes, handwritten observation, checklists. It's unstructured chaos. Foundation models can turn that chaos into structured data on the device while they're in the field. A property inspector takes photos of a foundation issue. They record voice notes about what they see. They're on site, probably no great internet. The app, running foundation models locally, turns those photos and notes into a formal inspection report with findings and recommendations, all processed on device. No cloud upload needed. No waiting. The inspector hands it to the homeowner before they leave. Another example, a contractor in the field. They take before and after photos of a renovation. They note any issues. The app generates a job completion report with photos, findings, and next steps, all on their phone. Processing stays local by default. The report is ready to email to the customer that night. Why does this matter? Field teams are offline half the time. They don't have great cell service. They're in rural areas, in buildings, or underground. On-device AI actually works where they are. Cloud APIs don't. You're not paying per request. You're not dealing with network latency. You're not sending photos and data to external servers by default. You're getting instant structured data from messy field inputs processed locally. That's a genuinely new capability for small service businesses. Now, I want to be clear about what this is not, because I don't want you to overestimate it. This is not as smart as ChatGPT 4. Apple's foundation models are good at general language tasks, but they're not cutting-edge reasoning engines. If you need the absolute best capability, cloud models still win. This is not a replacement for large-scale operations. If you're processing millions of requests a day, you need cloud infrastructure. This is for the app on your phone and the decisions that happen at the point of work. This is not magic. It won't solve every problem, but it solves the right problems for small business owners who've been priced out of AI until now. And here's the honest truth. Most of the work that happens in small business is not high complexity reasoning. It's summarization. It's routing customer messages. It's turning field notes into reports. It's extracting key information. Those are all things foundation models are great at. So, here's the bottom line. Apple just put real AI infrastructure on millions of iPhones. It's private by default. It's free. It works offline. Most small business owners have no idea it exists. The next few months, the smart businesses are going to figure out how to use this. They're going to build apps that leverage it. They're going to save money on AI infrastructure that keeps routine data private. The ones who wait, they'll be playing catch up later. So, if you're running a small business and you've got an iPhone 15 Pro or higher, start thinking about this. Where could you automate summarization? Where could you add a cheap chatbot? Where could you process field data better? And be honest about what data you're handling and whether on-device is the right fit. Drop a comment below with your biggest use case. I'm reading every one. And if you found this helpful, subscribe so you don't miss the deep dives on how to actually build this stuff into your apps. That's it. See you next time.